Woke up, my grandkids were really excited about being in Disney World, and we had gotten an early start.
I had just completed a walk over the Gilchrist Bridge, and I was on my computer. I had the TV on.
It happened to be a beautiful day with no humidity, and it was very sunny, very, very, very clear.
We were in Country Bear Jamboree when someone came in and told us what had happened.
My co-worker's daughter told us she saw it on television.
They broke in with a news flash that it first came over as a small plane had hit the Trade Center.
How could a plane possibly hit the World Trade Center?
I was assigned to the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force. I retired, and at my retirement, I told all of the guys standing there to be careful that they were coming back and that they were fixated on that building.
I'm running. It's over my head. It was vaporized. All there was smoke.
16 minutes after that, a second plane hit the Trade Center, and he explained to us that we were probably under attack.
I started packing my car to head to New York.
Getting back was not an easy task. Well, the airports were closed, roads were closed.
I did not realize the buildings would go down. All of a sudden, the earth shook like an earthquake.
I had gotten back to New York on the evening of the 14th, and I remember coming over the Verrazano Bridge and seeing the smoke.
As I pulled up, it just gave this eerie feeling. You saw the lights coming through the smoke, and you saw this twisted, broken outer frame of the Trade Center.
People were running around. They started running around for their loved ones already. The next day and the next day, nobody was in the city.
Each day we'd pray we would find a survivor somewhere.
One of the first cars I uncovered was a Port Authority car, and it was just a shell, an outer shell. Everything was just thin metal framing. The seats had burned down to the thin metal framing. The steering wheel was just a thin metal frame. And on the floorboards was just two insoles, steel-toed insoles.
We lost 3,000 people in there, and then most of them were incinerated.
What happens, I think, with the United States is that we need to have a major event which wakes everybody up, and then they remain awake for a while. And then we go back into complacency.
No one lost sight. They know it could happen at any time. There's nobody that goes on a plane that doesn't think about it.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about Ground Zero. Here it is 10 years later, and I still think about some of the antics that went on between us and some of the jokes we might have pulled on one another. We were at each other's children's weddings, and we were at softball games together. We were at company functions together. It was something I'll never forget.